Hey everybody, it's Sharon here, and today I'm going to show you in 5 minutes what took me about 3 years in building a bed from this old log cabin that we had taken down. You can see these beautiful hand-hewn oak timbers, and like most of my ideas, I just start on a piece of paper and come up with a few ideas. This was still back in Illinois, so we had our wonderful neighbor who actually made some skins out of the logs for me. Once I had the skins, I had to clean them up because they were outside, and I used the mold and mildew cleaner and then also some termite ant killer. Now you can see they still had the dovetail edges, which I wanted to preserve, so I did keep a couple of them. I wasn't sure what I was going to do with them, but I couldn't get rid of them. So I finished them with some polyacrylic, just the water base, and brought out some of the colors. Now for the headboard, I needed a base, so this was back in Illinois again. I just basically laid down the skins, put those two long posts, and decided to work on the footboard. So the footboard, I wanted to use the same dovetail ends. Actually, it was the ones that were cut off. So I put those together along with a couple of the longer boards, and this was for a queen bed, and got it laid out. And then there it sat in the garage for, about 2 years. So I got tired of seeing it sitting on the floor, and originally it was for a 10-foot ceiling. These are 8-foot walls. So I had to work around outlets and a goofy window. So I just luckily had marked all of the pieces before we brought them over, and I laid them out on that black plywood and looked at the base then. There's a lot of weight, even though they were already skins. So I had to put something for the weight to sit on. So I used those 3 boards to make sure that the weight was actually on those. Now, some of these were really long, and we kept them long, and I even sealed them long and trimmed them once I had it up in the bedroom, and I knew exactly the length that I needed. Now, I mean, yeah, there's a chainsaw in the bedroom. I know not everybody has chainsaws in the bedrooms, but whatever. Anyway, so the baseboard is solid oak. So I attached the bottom frame to the baseboard and put it up. I loved the look of it, but there was something missing. I needed something with some contrast. And then I thought of it. Chinking, hello. It's how they were built back in the day. Now, this is a picture of the actual barn that we took down. There was no chinking in between it. It was just laid together. So I found some pieces of styrofoam, and just for fun, I stuck them in. And I thought, hey, I'm kind of liking this look. I'm not sure what I want to do yet. So we'll come back to that in just a minute here. But I needed to build the frame, and so I had some 2x4s, or 2x6s actually, and attached it to a platform bed, which I did not have the bed frame at the time, so I'm just kind of retrofitting it. I attached the frame with some straps and then worked on the footboard. So once I had the front all tied up together nice and snug, made sure the bottom rail was going to fit, and started putting that on. And you can see it actually fit. So next up was making sure it was level, which, I mean, these are hewn logs, so they're not going to be exactly level, which was perfect. Made sure I had all of the corners fastened and tightened up. So I used some leg bolts to attach everything. Now back to that styrofoam. So I was looking at that and thought, all right, well, some of those gaps in there were pretty deep, and some of them are a little bit wide. So I started stuffing in the styrofoam, and I was thinking, all right, I need to do some kind of chinking. I'm not going to stick rocks in there. I'm not going to stick horse hair or whatever, but I needed something, because really it was about 2 inches that I needed to fill in. So I looked at this stuff for chinking, and the price of it, no way. So what I did instead was I found some caulk and basically just started filling it in. I did end up having to use a couple different layers. And yes, I know there's a tool for this, but you know what? Sometimes your hand is a tool too. So I got that in there. I love the look of it. It was a little shiny, so I actually painted it with white matte paint. We are almost there, and this is what it looked like, but that window just drives me nuts. For now, I just put a temporary design up there. I'm going to do something different to it, but I had to work with it. Threw a little rug down there to add a little bit more to it, and then a lamp that I made out of some logs. Finally, after a long time, I finally got it built. I mean, I love the way it looks. I made it so that I can take it apart if needed. But just love that character. I mean, you're not going to find that anywhere now. You can't replicate that. So if you enjoyed this, stick around. I have some more projects that I'm working on too. But thanks for watching, and hope to see you soon.